There's a new kid on the block, and it's called the equity stability score. We've gotten so used to prop firms having a consistency rule in place to evaluate a trader, but that might change, right? So the equity stability score is a new metric that prop firms are implementing to actually start replacing the consistency rule. This image right here describes what we're going to talk about in this video, explaining what is this equity stability score, also called ESS, and how it will affect the prop firm industry and you as a trader. Okay, so if a prop firm is telling you that, hey, your trader equity stability score should be below 30% over a given payout period, you want to translate that, right? So what does it actually mean to you? It means that the combined total of your largest winning day and your largest losing day must not exceed 30% of your total profits during the payout period, right? So again, going back to the consistency rule, we only looked at your largest winning day. Okay, now with the equity stability score, prop firms are also looking at your largest losing day because they're looking for more traders that have more consistency and don't have a very skewed losing day. But let me make it a little bit more simpler for you guys. Your largest winning day plus your largest losing day, okay, the total of those two divided by 0.30 in this example, because it's 30%, right? If a prop firm is telling you another number, just replace that. Divided by 0.30 is a total balance needed before your payout request. That's the math you got to do there. In this video, we also have a calculator that you guys could use and automates the process. But if we're talking about how this actually works, that's how it works. The sum of your largest winning day and your largest losing day, okay, the absolute value. So if your largest winning day was $500, 500 plus, and if your largest losing day was negative 300, it's the absolute value. So it's the 300. It's 500 plus 300, which is 800. Divide that by 0.30, and that's the balance you need before a payout. You will see in the examples in this video how that works, but again, that's the formula you need. Now let's take for an example a $50,000 account, which is really the most popular account size on the prop firm space overall. Now, since you will have, for example, a payout target of $3,000 for that account, you can just do the math backwards and it looks something like this. So $3,000 times, okay, because we're doing it backwards, times 0.30 is $900, okay? That is the total of your largest winning day plus your largest losing day, okay? That's what you need as a total before you become eligible for that first payout as soon as possible, okay? Now, this is where you want to start putting some extremes on your trading performance. And the way you do that is you take this 900 number, okay, because that needs to be the total, and you start looking at your risk ratio, okay? You look at your past performance on your trading journal and look at what's your risk and return usually at. So if your largest winning day is 2x your losing day, it's a 2x return. So basically what you could do in that example, because you have that data, you can take this 900 number there and convert that into what your largest winning day and largest losing day could look like. So in this example, because that trader, for example, has a 2x return, his largest winning day is going to be looking at $600. His largest losing day at $300, right, into the negative. This way, right, he stays within this $900, okay? Again, the trader could definitely make more or lose more, right? But it would take him or her longer to actually get a payout. We're talking about the fastest way possible to get a payout here. A very simple example would be if the trader has a 1x return, right? We would just divide this by 2, so it would be 450 as the highest winning day and negative 450 as the largest losing day. Now, before we actually get into the calculator, so you guys could actually use this for your own trading, keep in mind the equity stability score will reset, okay, per each payout request. So if you do take a payout, the largest winning day and the largest losing day will be reset as well. They will not be looked at what you had previously before that payout, right? It's only after the payout and beyond. Now, this is the only tool you need to understand and actually implement the equity stability score. And it's more than just that. You're going to see it's definitely a payout tracker, right? So let's get to it. Now, again, this calculator will be for free. Below, in the description below, you have instructions how to get access to this. But yeah, it is completely free for you guys to use. So just like the page here tells you, the white cells are inputs, okay? The light blue cells are results. Do not touch them because they do have formulas there that if you start messing with these, it would just mess up the whole calculator. Now, we do have the trading days numbers. We have the day P&L, which is what you have to input based on what you're trading, right? You're going to get your total P&L cumulative, right? The equity stability score calculated, And I also added a column consistency just for comparison, right? Because again, a lot of traders are used to having consistency rules. So I put this column here just for comparison. If you just want to delete this, go here, delete it. You could definitely delete it, right? But if you just want to have it there just to see how this compares with consistency, definitely leave it there. On your right here, we're going to have a lot of good stuff. So you're going to have a box here to actually input your equity stability score based on what the prop firm is asking you, okay? If it's 30%, you put 30% here. If it's 40%, you put 40%. Let's actually start inputting some day P&Ls here. So let's say first day the trader makes $300, next day 350, next day 200. So by this point, you can see, okay, your total P&L. You can see your equity stability score, 41.18%. You can see your consistency score, 41.18% as well. Now, as you can see, the equity stability score and the consistency are exactly the same if you're just having winning days. Okay, you will see how it does change when you start having the losing days, but so far they're identical. Now, if you scroll here on the right, just so you can see how we're using this as well, it's saying that, hey, the equity stability score, we put it at 30%. That's our input, okay? It shows, are you eligible for a payout based on the score? It says no, right? And we can clearly see that because it's 41.18%. It's a no. Now, if you're asking yourself why, the calculator shows you your max combined biggest win and biggest loss should be less than 255, right? In our example, our combined is 350, right? Because our most profitable day is 350, and then we don't have a losing day, right? So with these numbers, it's showing us to be eligible for a payout, your total P&L needs to be around $1,200, right? How much do I need to make? About $300. This is if we don't have a payout target, right? If a prop firm has a payout target in place, you also have to follow the rule for that payout target, right? Now, let's actually start implementing and putting in some more days in here, okay? Let's say the next day the trader makes 450, maybe loses 200, maybe makes 300 here, 350 the next day, and so on, right? So you are seeing that the equity stability score is dropping, right? But also the consistency is dropping. And if you look closely, the consistency is way less right now than the equity stability score. So is the equity stability score harder than the consistency? Absolutely, right? Because it's also looking at the losing day here. The consistency only looks at your total P&L and your highest winning day. That's it. Equity stability score looks at your highest winning day, highest losing day, and your total P&L. Now, quick fact, right? If you are used to a 20% consistency, okay? The only example that a 30% equity stability score is better, okay, is if your largest losing day is less than 10% of your profits, right? So just an example, if our total profits is $30,000, right, because we're just going with this example now, as long as you can keep your largest losing day $300 or below, a 30% equity stability score is actually better and easier. So let's say the trader makes 250 and then 400 and then 600. Okay. Now, at this point, okay, equity stability score is showing you 26%. Okay. So if you scroll here on the right, are we eligible for a payout? Yes. Why? Because your max biggest win and your biggest loss should be less than 900, right? Which is what that little calculation we did a few moments ago together, right? When I was drawing it. But it's showing you, hey, your biggest win, your biggest loss currently is 800, right? Because our most profitable is 600. If you go here, you can see 600 is our big one. And we only have one losing day, negative 200. So the combination of those two absolute values is going to be $800. Showing you, hey, to be eligible for a payout, you need 2,600. How much more do I have to make? None, obviously, because we have already passed that. So at this point, we are eligible to get a payout. Now, equity stability score, all good. What if the prop firm has other requirements? And some other requirements might be these two. So if you scroll here lower, a prop firm might have a minimum trading days that you need over a certain dollar amount. If a prop firm has that, all you need to do here, just so you can start using this as well, is input that daily profit needed. So if a prop firm is telling you, hey, KV, you need $50 minimum trading days for 7 days to be eligible for payout, that's what you do, okay? You only mess with these white numbers. Again, please do not click anything that's blue, right? because there's formulas, as I said at the beginning. But if it's telling you, hey, 100 over 7 days, right? 7 days, boom. Are you eligible for a payout? It's showing you yes, right? Because we already have those days. If I start removing some of these days over 100, you can see that, hey, it says, are you eligible for a payout? No. Why? How many more days do you need over $100? One, right? So we need one more day. If we were to add that day here, as you can see, it says we're eligible for a payout based on this current rule here. And then another rule that a lot of platforms actually have is a payout target. So if you do have a payout target, again, on this example, we used a $3,000 payout target. It asks you, hey, are you eligible for payout? No, right? How much more do you have to make? 850, okay? So we need another 850 here, but obviously we can't just make 850 in a day, or we can, but that will increase our equity stability score because we actually surpass our highest winning date by a lot, right? And that's why we have to take it step by step and actually put those limitations that we were putting together. So let's do another quick example here. Let's say the trader has a big day, right? So he's not following, he doesn't have his calculator, he doesn't know how the equity stability score works. So let's say first day he has $1,000 day, okay? Next day he loses 200. And then after these days, he's like, oh my God, like what's going on? Like how much money do I even have to make now based on the 30% equity stability score? So if you go here on the right, it's showing you, hey, currently, man, your most profitable day is $1,000. Your least profitable day is $200. Those in total are $1,200. If you're shooting for a 30% equity stability score, your total P&L needs to be $4,000. Okay. Now, even though the platform is asking you only a $3,000 profit target, because you skewed up your high and the low so much, you need to make even $1,000 on top of that payout goal just to be eligible for a payout, right? So that's why it's very crucial to have a target in mind, whether it's a platform target or your own target. Okay. Look at the equity stability score, the total that it needs to be for you to get a payout as quick as possible, right? Do that formula together, the $30,000 times the equity stability score here. So $30,000 times 0.3, it's $900 as we did the calculation. That $900 needs to be the total. Put limitations on yourself. A platform like Project X, for example, you can put what's your profit goal for the day and your personal daily loss for the day and put it there. If you just do that, you should be all set, okay? Because the platform will limit you in terms of making more and also losing more at the same time. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, this calculator will be completely for free. All you gotta do is click the link below this video, follow the steps there, and once you get access to this page, guys, okay, make sure you are creating a copy, okay? You cannot edit this right away, so click the file here at the top left corner and click make a copy. Once you create that copy, you should be able to edit this completely for free and just use it for your trading accounts, okay? If you have multiple accounts, I would recommend making duplicates, right? So click on the bottom corner here, right click and click duplicate, and you can create as many sheets you want here and start using this as you wish. And to close this video off, I just wanted to let you guys know that currently I am trading with Top 1 Futures, and if you do use the code TLKV, you will be getting the best discount possible, even better than the top1futures.com website itself, okay? Again, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, okay?